Dear children, welcome back to Economics, Chapter 4, Globalization and the Indian Economy, from the book of Economics, Class 10. Well, this chapter deals with globalization, and here you are going to get to know the integration between countries through foreign trade and foreign investments by multinational corporations. We call it MNCs. You will also get to know the role that MNCs play in the globalization processes. The final section of the chapter covers the impact of globalization and the extent to which globalization contributed to the development process. So, let us now begin, and primarily we will see production across countries. In a matter of years, our markets have been transformed, and we are going to understand the process of globalization and its impact in a better way. Trade was the main channel connecting distant countries. Large companies, which are now called multinational corporations, they play a major role in trade. An MNC is a company that owns or controls production in more than one nation. MNCs set up offices and factories for production in regions where they can get cheap labor and other resources so that the company can earn greater profits. We are going to see what is interlinking and how the production is being interlinked across the countries. The money that is spent to buy assets such as land, building, machines and other equipment is called investment. An investment made by MNCs is called foreign investment. MNCs are exerting a strong influence on production at these distant locations. As a result, production in these widely dispersed locations is getting interlinked. There are a variety of ways, as mentioned in your book, in which MNCs are spreading their production and interacting with local producers in various countries across the globe. They are setting up partnerships with local companies. They are also using the local companies for supplies, and they are closely competing with the local companies or buying them up. So, MNCs set up production jointly with local companies, which mutually benefits local companies in various ways. What happens? First, MNCs can provide money for additional investments like buying new machines for faster production. And secondly, what do? They might bring with them the latest technology for production. So this is how the companies are getting benefited with their linking. Now we are going to see how foreign trade and integration of markets are done. Foreign trade normally creates an opportunity for the producers to reach beyond the domestic markets. Producers can sell their products not only in markets located within the country, but can also access and compete in markets located in other countries of the world. Similarly, buyers have the options to choose among various goods beyond domestically produced goods. Thus, foreign trade results in connecting the markets or integration of markets in different countries. This is how globalization takes place. But what is globalization? Let us try to understand this once again. Globalization is the process of rapid integration or interconnection of countries. MNCs are playing a major role in this globalization process, as we discussed it earlier also. What are they doing? More and more goods and services, investments and technology are moving between different countries. There is one more way in which the countries can be connected. This is through the movement of people between countries. So this has led to globalization. But besides, there are several other factors that have enabled globalization. Let us look at it one by one. Technology is one very important factor which has grown rapidly and has stimulated the globalization process. This has made possible much faster delivery of goods across long distances at lower costs. The developments in information and communication technology have made information instantly accessible. The second important factor is the liberalization of foreign trade and foreign investment policy. You know what? Trade barriers are some restrictions that have been set up by governments. The government can use trade barriers to increase or decrease foreign trade and to decide what kinds of goods and how much of each should come into the country. Tax on imports is an example of trade barrier. Now, liberalization means removing barriers or restrictions set by the government on trade. When the government imposes less restrictions than before, it is said to be more liberal. This also has added in the propelling of the globalization. Now, World Trade Organization is an organization whose aim is to liberalize international trade. At present, 164 countries of the world are currently members of WTO. It has established rules for developed countries regarding international trade so that these countries can allow free trade for all. And thus, globalization is soaring very high in the world. What has been the impact of globalization in our own country, India? Dear children, it has impacted the lives of people in different manners. Two very important things that we need to realize and keep in our minds. Number one, globalization has provided greater choices to consumers who now enjoy improved quality of the lower prices goods on several products. Second, it has also resulted in higher standard of living. So globalization basically has created new opportunities for companies providing services, particularly in the IT sector of India. The struggle for a fair globalization is still on. Fair globalization creates opportunities for all and also ensures that the benefits of globalization are shared better. The government can play a major role in making this possible. Government has taken a few steps to regularize the globalization system and ensure a fair globalization, creating more opportunities for all to get benefited. These steps are very important steps which you have to bear in your mind for your examination purposes. First, that it can ensure that labor laws are properly implemented and the workers get their rights. Government can support small producers to improve their performance. If necessary, the government can also use trade and investment barriers. It can negotiate at the WTO for fairer rules. And finally, it can also align with other developing countries with similar interests to fight against the domination of developed countries in the WTO. We hope, dear children, this chapter, Globalization and the Indian Economy, must have helped you in your studies. Keep learning and stay tuned with DNA for more such audios on YouTube.